Okay, we're gonna have to go ahead and let people in. It's 10 after.
Yeah.
I think we can get through at least the introductions, and maybe Melinda could jump in.
Goodness.
We'll give it a. Okay, you let them in already. Okay. Gotcha. Good morning, everyone. We're going to get started shortly. Thank you for patiently waiting.
Gwen, your camera's not centered on your face.
That's intentional.
God, don't stop.
But thank you, Jennifer. Okay. Yeah, just text Melinda and just tell her to call in, because I want her to introduce Elisa. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I feel like I've been away for so long. I wasn't here last November, or in November. We were in Vegas celebrating Danielle's 30th birthday. Good morning, everyone. Yes, it was an amazing time. Thank you for joining the Chatham Business Association for its monthly membership meeting. We do appreciate you taking time out this morning to join us. And as always, we will not disappoint in terms of having a wonderful guest speaker for us today. I'll let our chairman, Miss Melinda Kelly, do the honors when she gets on. But before we do that, it's holiday time, okay? It's holiday time, and it's always a great time to be grateful and thankful for the many blessings, not the many gifts, but sometimes the holidays just bring out the best in people. Don't you think? I'm grateful for my little one, my little grandson, and my family. And I just want to take a little short moment right now for all of us, if you will, just take a grateful moment, a gratification moment, or whatever you call it. Just whatever you're grateful for, whatever moment you want to. If you want to pray, you could do that too. But just take a moment of silence real quick. Woosah. I just said, Lord, thank you for this day, and just thank you for a wonderful meeting, because I know it's going to be fantastic. Thank you for indulging in that for me. What we're going to do right now is give you your few seconds of fame. We want our speaker to know who we have in the audience listening. One of these days we'll be back in person, but right now, this is what we do. So I'm going to go around the room, and if you would just take a couple of seconds to introduce yourself. Let us know if you're a member of the Chatham Business Association, or if you want to be a member. We got listening ears on here. We're glad to sign you up today. Okay. I'm going to start with, is that Dekeisha Calhoun?
Hi, good morning. My name is Dekeisha Calhoun, and I'm with TCA Health. TCA Health, we're a federally qualified health center. We have a location on 84th and Cottage Grove. We've been there for about 5 years now, but we've been operating throughout the Chicagoland area for almost 52 years next month. And we do not turn patients away regardless of ability to pay. So at our Chatham location, we have dentists, family medicine practitioners. We do COVID testing, vaccines, mental health, and WIC services there. So always gracious to be a part of this call monthly. And we are a member of the Chatham Business Association.
Wonderful. That's a great way to start. Thank you, Miss Calhoun. Miss Barrow. We can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Unfortunately,
oh my
I'm
gosh.
on my
I did not know that was you.
Yeah, I have that effect, right? Jennifer knows my secret.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You guys are too funny. That's why I love you guys. You know, I hop in and out like a bunny rabbit, but my name is Carmise Barrow. My company name is Barrow Resource Group, doing business as Decorated Designs by Carmise. I focus in on project management with specialization in interior design. I am home-based and glad to still be connected with Chatham.
You look
And
amazing, Carmise. I
really,
didn't know that was you.
you're like, oh, we have some different people on the block at the meeting.
I
Huh?
know. Oh no. Oh,
Thank
this
you so much.
beautiful lady
You
here.
still a cutie pie as well. Well, thank you. But
Well, thank
glad to
you.
start 2022 off with a bang, you guys. Real excited about all the new movement that Chatham Business Association is able to bring to the table for us. So
Okay.
I'm excited. Yeah, as others are, I'm sure. But thanks for
So we got
having
someone
me.
with both their phone and their computer, probably some feedback.
Ooh,
Okay, looks like we
might
fixed
be
that.
me.
I saw Miss Bonnie DeShong. I know I saw her.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, everyone. I am the first vice chairperson for over 20 plus years for South Central Community Services, who has been in the Chatham community for over 55 years, helping out our community. I will be the one that will be attending the Chatham meetings from here on out. We have been a member of the Chatham Business Association for 900,000 years. We have our day treatment school. We have our youth programming and senior programming. We're located at 83rd and Ellis. The community center is there also. And we will be in 2022 offering testing and vaccines as well as other things. So that's who we are and that's who I am.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Slack, Leon Slack.
Sure. My name is Leon Slack. I own an inspection business. I do residential and commercial inspections. I just heard about this association because I was just, I've done many home inspections in Chatham area. I was just heard about it because through, I was referred by Cynthia Love to do a commercial inspection on 87th Street. I just looked it up and saw this interesting association. I just, and I saw where you can look at the meeting, so I just joined to see what it's about. So I don't know anything about it except for just what I heard.
So you say you do home inspections, Mr. Slack?
Yes, I do home and commercial inspections, yeah.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, Vanessa. Introduce yourself.
Good morning. I'm Vanessa Talaferro, Senior Consultant at Adp Business Consulting, Inc. And thank you guys for inviting me to be a part of the SBA Community Navigator opportunity. I really appreciate that. Been in consulting for the last 5.5 years, working with small businesses, primarily on the west side of Chicago and with nonprofit organizations. My specialty is in banking and financing. I was a former commercial loan officer, and I specialize in grant writing, grant consulting, infrastructure development, and helping clients to find access to financial resources. Thank you for having me.
Well, welcome, Vanessa. Great resource. Mr. Montgomery.
Good morning. My name is Bruce Montgomery. I'm here so that Leon and Ted will not be the only gentlemen on this call. I have been a longtime supporter, friend, and participant with Chatham Business Association. Pretty much a lifelong resident of the Chatham community and grew up under the tutelage of many of the individuals that have been a part of Chatham and the Chatham business community for so long. And this is an anchor institution in our community. I am founder, president, and CEO of the Entrepreneur Success Program. It is a program that is also proud to be a spoke participant of the SBA Navigator program. I've been in economic development, business development, technology development for largely my adult life, and have been very active in coaching, mentoring, working with all things small business and economic development in the Chicago area for a number of years. I've been very active with SBA for 10 years. I was an SBA SCORE counselor. I taught the marketing workshop at SCORE every month for 10 years. Went into then coaching and mentoring, but still participating in a number of ways. Right now, I'm on the advisory council for the SBDCs of Illinois, which is participating in a strategic planning session here today. So I broke away from that activity to participate in this meeting. But my organization is a nonprofit entrepreneur success program that provides coaching, education, business acceleration. In fact, just last week, I had 14 entrepreneurs and Black tech firm founders that completed a 3-month business development program that I had the pleasure of leading in collaboration with Sunshine Enterprises. And so very active in the business development, economic development, technology development community here in Chicago, and very much connected to the SBA and the Chatham Business Association.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Always good to see you as well. All right, let's get another one of those fellas. Ted?
Great morning, everybody. Good to see you, Bruce.
Good to see you, Ted.
My name's Ted Hollander. I'm a CPA. My business is Complus Incorporated. We are professional controllers. We lead accounting departments for small to medium-sized businesses. We look for them when the business is too big for the owner to run with just a checkbook and too small to hire a full-time chief financial officer. The job really is to enable a business owner to understand the business so he or she can run the business without feeling blindfolded. And the tagline, of course, is you always pay for good accounting one way or another. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Ted. You got that right. You pay for it one way or another. All right. I think I see Chris Williams. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Good day. My name is Christopher Williams. I'm not a member. However, I'm just taking this time to find out more about some of the wonderful things that you all are working on as you all pivot into the new year. And hopefully there's some opportunities to be supportive, but I'm excited to be here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, 3 men in a row. Let's start. Miss Towns, are you there?
Testing.
Uh-oh. Okay, so Melinda, you're going to have to use the audio for one of those devices. They should give you the option to do that. And that way you won't have that echo. We can't hear you now. You want to turn your phone back on?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's echoing a little bit, so.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry, that's okay. Okay. Did I cover all of the guests? Did I miss anyone?
Carl.
Good morning, everybody.
I
Hey,
didn't
Carl.
introduce you. Bruce is not running this. I didn't introduce you.
Well, Carl can't say nothing.
Carl knows
Go
how to
ahead.
handle stuff.
Go ahead, Carl.
No, I know she always does the board members next, so that's her flow.
Oh,
That's how I
okay.
was waiting. She got her flow.
It's okay. You could go ahead. Go ahead, Carl.
Just saying good morning, everybody. It's Carl Riley. I'm your Fifth Third business banker. I support you guys on the South Side and downtown. What I've been doing, quietly getting things done as far as commercial real estate, 100% finance up to $500,000. Trying to support you guys with whatever you need. If you have a question or concern about your business, you need some advice. I cannot do everything, but I can point you in the direction of who could, and then we'll get you built up to be able to do what you need to do in the future. So Thank you for the opportunity to serve, and back to the team.
Thank you, Carl. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Thad, we didn't hear you though. I was introducing you, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Thad.
I think she's still connecting the audio to it.
Oh, okay. Okay, she's having audio issues as well. Okay.
Who's on the phone for ending 507?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, for the rest of the team, you want to introduce yourself? Chatham, CBA?
Sure. Hi, guys. Good morning. I'm Beverly Holman. I'm the administrative assistant here at Chatham. I assist with the MBE, WBE certifications, gather training, as well as assisting with technical assistance on the funding opportunities that have produced themselves due to COVID-19. Welcome.
Thank you, Beverly. Jennifer? Did Jennifer leave? Or
So I'll go. Maybe she stepped away. Hi,
Okay.
everyone. My name is Carletta Kelly. I'm Assistant Executive Director for Chatham Business Association. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi. My
There
phone,
she is.
I'm on my phone and then it timed out. But hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy holidays. Jennifer Atkins, the Interim Executive Director. We're doing lots of stuff, lots going on. We are launching our Chatham Local Buy today. So we'll be out in the corridors, giving out these bags, compliments of the Discover Center. And we'll also extend some things out to Auburn Gresham, the Invest Southwest corridors on 79th Street in Auburn Gresham and in South Shore. So welcome, thank you for coming. And we look forward to an awesome 2022 and a great meeting today.
Okay, and I saw someone else jump on. Thank you, Jennifer. Maurice, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? If you can.
Yeah, hello, this is Maurice Johnson. I want to wish everybody happy holidays and have good businesses or good sales. I'm the owner of a company called Antares Computer Systems. I sell different computer systems and parts, monitors, printers, you know, the systems, Dell, HP, Lenovo. And I'm in Chatham. That's it for me.
Thank you, Maurice, and happy holidays to you as well.
All right.
Sai, were you able to get on that criteria? Well, maybe we can.
I'm texting her now. I think she's having the same problem.
Okay, then hopefully we'll get a chance to hear from her later. And Charles, I didn't want to forget about you, the man behind the scenes that's keeping everything running here. Charles, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. Charles Owens, IT Program Manager. Help with email branding, social media marketing, website development. All right.
Thank you, Charles. And before I introduce Melinda, I'll let you know who I am. For those of you who don't know me, I'm not on camera. Forgive the background. Gwen Shaw, Country Financial. I'm the first and the only Black female to own a Country Financial in the state of Illinois. I have an office prominently located on the 87th Street, right across from a new restaurant I think that's about to open up. But I've been in the Chatham area now for almost 14 years. Boy, has that time gone by fast. I help businesses, individuals with their insurance, be it commercial, be it home, auto, life insurance, and I am a financial advisor. So I have a pretty busy practice, a team of 3 aside from myself, and we're just thrilled to continue our business in the Chatham area. and grateful to be a part of the Chatham Business Association. I've been in business for almost 14 years, and I've been a member of the CBA for almost 14 years as well. One of the first things that I did. So without further ado, I'm going to bring to you the lady who has put CBA on the map all across the country, the beautiful, the wonderful, the most awesome Miss Melinda Kelly, our chairwoman.
Oh, wow. I'm telling you, that was awesome. First of all, I can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, first of all, I saw Bonnie's on. Thank you, Bonnie, for, I know you all have been like the rest of us, Bonnie Deshawn. You know, a lot of people used to say we look like sisters, but Dr. Blassingame has been instrumental as part of this organization and its growth and development. And we're so glad to keep that connection going because South Central has been, you know, our meetings used to be there. They've been part of this support when we needed them in the community. And I'm so glad we're reconnecting and we need to stay in touch with each other. The staff has been doing amazing things. So it may seem like we've been a little quiet, but you'll hear from us today what we're doing. But let me just start off with a few things before we get into the meat of it. If you haven't heard, I hope you join us on Friday. Through our partnership with City Colleges, Amazon Leadership is coming on Friday. They've asked us to work in partnership with them and Olive Harvey to create some logistical companies to contract with them. It's a minimum investment of $10,000. You get 5 trucks. Credit score has to be 650. At the meeting in-house, we're asking our financial institutions to attend, Carl. We are bringing on staffing agencies because with 5 trucks, you got to run it like a business. Obviously, Amazon is bringing the contract and the opportunities. City Colleges is bringing the logistical company setup, and CBA is going to help you on the capacity end. And one of the reasons we think it's a great opportunity, not only just with Amazon, but all around us, this logistical expertise can be invaluable. We've got the CREATE project right in our own backyard with the railroads. The Obama Foundation is coming. All of those, the infrastructure bill that we're going to talk a little bit about today, all of those are going to create opportunities, and we can't let even the smallest entrepreneurs slip through. So what we're going to have to do is, instead of maybe jumping them into the large contracts in an effort to get them ready, we've got to participate in all contracts. So we got a great lineup, but we're glad to hear that. You also, the staff has been working hard. You heard ADP partner with us, but now we are about to bring it where you have your consultation with them. Not only do they do HR and compliance and a lot of other things, they're bringing their supplier and diversity team also to the forefront to make sure we have opportunity with them as well. And I'm forgetting something, but I can't remember. It was 3 things. So having said that, then I'm just going to jump into where we're going now. And then I heard the inspector on the call. Thank you so much. You know, the state has funded Chatham Business Association, where we will be able to build a state-of-the-art headquarters. And we're going to focus that headquarter on financial growth and development. We chose on 87th. It's going to be close, obviously, accessible to Lakeshore Drive, the Expressway, all the different projects, CDOT, the Obama Foundation, CTA. We just want to be right there in the middle, accessible. We want to be able to invite our financial institutions to come in and not worry about Wi-Fi access. We want to make it a one-stop shop because, you know, sometimes we do business consultations and then we have to send them to Gwen for insurance, and then we have to send them to a financial institution. Part of it is because they have to access their secure systems, but COVID has made us all be mobile. So we want to make sure that we have the facility where we can help you access your financial information, help you get access to investment opportunities, help you get access to banking information, work in this collaborative smart room that has proven to be very successful for a lot of urban businesses that are, you know, developing financially fast. So we're excited about that. So I heard the inspector was on the call. Cynthia Love is, I think she's on the call. I don't know if she introduced herself or not, but she's been working in the Auburn Gresham corridor, and her and Cliff and Richard have been working hard to get that going. And we have to thank DCEO for giving us that grant and, you know, helping be a part of our growth strategy. But another big piece why you came to this meeting, part of our growth strategy, is that if you heard, we were fortunate enough out of 700 applications to be one of the 51 organizations, 50 or 51, chosen to be a SBA community navigator. And if you hopefully, you know, we did a good job of sharing the press release, but if you heard it, there was tier 1, there was tier 2s, and there was tier 3s. So we happen to be a tier 3. But fortunately for us, one of the tier 1s, which is the U.S. Black Chamber, of which Chatham Business Association has had a relationship for years. I don't know if you, I hope you remember, I know Bruce was there. Vanessa, I think you were there a few years ago. Ron Busby came to Chicago. He met with the board of directors. We met with O'Hare at the moment. That's Ron right there in the middle. Gwen, you remember him? Carl, you were there.
I remember.
Yes, so we were all there right there in the conference room. We met for a few days. So when I saw that they were a tier 1, and one of the things that U.S. Black Chamber has in common with Chatham Business Association, that we have in common with our spokes. Thank you, Vanessa, for all your hard work. Thank you, Bruce, for being a spokes, pretty much sight unseen and blindly saying, once we were putting this together to say, okay, I'm in, we chose you because of the work you have, the reach you have, the expertise. Even with all of that, it launched in December 1st. And what we wanted to do was bring in our tier 1, who we plan to strategically work with. They also have great relationships with the other tier 1s, including the National Hispanic Organization, as well as the Pan America Organization. I have been a part of their conferences that they've held nationally. One of their brainchild or business development strong persons who's been a part of this with Ron is Alicia. Oh, she's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. I can't see her last name.
Joseph.
Thank you. I call you so much by your first name. Now I'm just.
You're fine, Melinda.
Oh, your last name. Because she has been making sure, you know, when we send you the information about the MasterCard, the Square program, we've all of that is through this partnership. But we want to give you an airplane view on this Community Navigator grant. We also wanted to bring you up to date on where CBA is and all the things we've been going through to stand this up. We've had hub-only meetings, but we are, moving fast along as much as we can. So let me turn it over to Alicia Joseph and let her begin a presentation first and tell you a little bit about herself, and then we'll go from there.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Melinda. It's such a pleasure to be with all of you today. It's interesting that you showed that photo because what came up on my Facebook profile today from December 14, 2017, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's your meeting. It came up as one of Ron's photos this morning. And so I'm really thrilled to be here. I'm sorry that Ron could not be here with you today. He's suffered a tragic loss in his family. And so we're just trying to keep him uplifted. Please hold him and his family in prayer. And I'm not Ron, but I will give you the best that I got this morning. So thank you so much for having me. I wanted to just begin with Melinda's giving you a great overview about the Community Navigator program. When all the tiers were announced, Ron sent out, our Usbc sent out an e-blast about it. And so I just wanted to just start off really with his remarks from that, and then sort of go into a little bit of an overview of the program. Oh, hold on 1 minute. I just lost it. Okay. And so Ron started off with saying that 41% of Black-owned businesses went out of business at the start of the pandemic between February and April 2020 alone, and most because of lack of information. This relationship with the SBA and the Community Navigator Program grant will allow us to reach those business owners and more across the country to ensure that they have the acumen, the resources, and relationships they need to not just get back to business, but to grow and have sustainability in their communities. And so that has really been the focus of what we're trying to do with the Navigator program. I wanted to just share just a quick update about the program, and then we can take a few questions, Melinda, if you like. I do have a hard stop at 11, but really am excited about working with the Chatham Business Association as we move through this over the next couple of years. And so with that, the program started officially December 1st. We were all sort of notified the middle of November. With that, if we can move to the next slide, just want to give you just a brief overview of what the program entails. And so, as Melinda mentioned, there were 51 nonprofit hubs that were selected as project leads, and of those 51, there are about 450 spokes. There are 8 tier 1s, and the U.S. Black Chambers through our Community Economic Development Corporation, which is our 501c3, is one of those national hubs with 11 tier 2 projects and 32 tier 3 projects, of which Chatham Business Association is one of the tier 3s. And so the overall goal of the program is to improve long-term economic success, particularly resiliency, recovery, and then sustainability and wealth creation. So training and mentorship and access to capital and government programs is really key. The ability for us to be really ingenious and innovative in our approach and understanding what's happening in our communities and how our businesses can impact that and grow in the process is critical to what we're doing. And so we will be, conducting outreach into from a geographic perspective, as well as working in underserved or under-resourced communities. And so what are our responsibilities really as organizations in this program? It is to conduct outreach, to provide technical assistance to those businesses within our footprint. We're obviously going to track and report outputs, and so success stories, the ability for us to be able to share when our businesses have a win, either in receiving a loan, receiving equity, receiving grants, or receiving contracts, is really critical in this work. We will be hosting a number of trainings and a lot of work in terms of, whether that be counseling, other types of TA to really improve effectiveness of their services within their businesses. And then we provide, as part of this, free services as part of our work. Although while we cannot provide direct loans and grants with this money, we can form partnerships with organizations, for instance, like the African American CDFI CEOs, of which we have relationships with. I heard Fifth Third on the call. So all of our banking relationships, all of our investment management relationships, all of our procurement relationships are critical to the work that we're doing. And as we look at what's coming up, currently, I want to just give you a brief update of where we are. Things are moving a little bit more slowly. As I mentioned, the program really just officially launched on the 1st. And so right now, all of us are completing a lot of administrative task work and training with the SBA. So as a government program, there's a lot of elements and pieces of where they're trying to bring us up to speed on some things. I know that Melinda knows we are literally on calls at least twice a week around the Community Navigator. And so we're working really hard to get up to speed, but we can only move as quickly as they're allowing us to move at this point. And so that's where we are right now. We will be starting some of the hub training, as I mentioned, has started in December and January with the SBA. We've done things like gone through, brand training of the use of their their logos and their marks, their resource guides and toolkits that we'll be using. USBC, we have our own sort of toolkits of webinars and business activities that we will overlay onto that. And then we'll be looking at shared resources with trainers to provide business training to our businesses. We just recently submitted a budget request last Friday. And so that was sort of our first entree into understanding how money is going to be disseminated through the hubs. We don't expect to receive any of that until sometime in January. So they're reviewing all of the requests right now. What we do know is that we're going to be receiving payments on a quarterly basis. I know for the USBC, we're going to be tracking monthly, so we don't have to always do catch up. But that allows us to be able to keep clear around, what's happening with our businesses, how quickly we're able to move businesses forward, what they're being able to tell stories about their success, being able to connect businesses to one another from either a strategic alliance or joint venture or M&A perspective. And so again, just this ability to be able to help our businesses streamline their operations and be able to grow exponentially is really critical. Next, we're really, as we kind of come to an end and we talk about sort of what next steps are from a technology perspective, and I'm just talking about this from a USBC perspective, but I'm sure it will be happening with Chatham as well. We're going to have a new landing page that allows us to link our resources and link all of our chamber affiliates and associates to this page. And so it gives a broader view of the reach that we have across the country to serve businesses no matter where they are. We'll use a standard SBA intake form for folks who are looking for resources. And so that allows us to kind of begin our tracking formula around that. And obviously, not only will links to SBA resources be provided, but also all of our partner engagement activities will be included as well. One of the things that we do know as it relates to SBA programs is they have some really great programs. They've not necessarily reached our businesses. And so my hope is that things like the 504 loan program, where as opposed to you leasing commercial space, you can buy a commercial building and be able to have your space there and potentially lease that out as another revenue stream. Those are the kinds of things we'd love to look at. In addition to, there's 7A and community lending programs. They're looking to put in place another direct lending program next year through the SBA. So we're hoping that all of our businesses can take advantage of that. And then obviously all of the other resources that we bring to bear, whether that be through our Amazon Black Business Accelerator program, through Google, all of you have relationships as well. We want to sort of continue to bring that depth and breadth to the table for our business owners. And so as we look at sort of next steps, we are in the process right now of just outlining our calendar of activities for 2022. We also had to submit goals around each of our chambers or each of our partners that'll be participating in the program, particularly as relates to the number of businesses that we're able to help across the various lines that I just spoke of earlier. We want to be able to leverage our existing marketing materials and leverage each other's activities. There's not always a need to reinvent the wheel. We should be working together and building on one another. So if there's a level of expertise in Chatham business and around business consulting, and we can send our businesses there, and you can do the same with us, that's what we all should be working to do with this program. We will have ongoing meetings with not only our staff team, but our spokes as well. The direct SBA meetings currently are only for our hubs. And so they've assigned us to be sort of the point of contact to all of our spokes. And so please know that you'll be hearing more and more information from us on a regular basis. And so I think I'll stop there. Melinda, is there anything that you'd like to add or?
No, but I wanted to say, you said start at 11, you mean Eastern time, so that's 10 our time. But what I'm gonna do, I opened it up. Martha, since you are a spokes, if you wanted to ask anything first, I wanted to get your questions in before we go, and if not, I'll keep talking. But one of the things I think, you know, she mentioned that's more important is that Beverly is going to be in charge of the spokes. She's having a meeting today at 12 to talk about these things that we've talked about. The SBA has literally taken us to what I want to call a master class. The master classes is when they have you on for 2 hours. Because you keep in mind, it was a pilot program. And now what they need us to do is sort of shift back into their regular standards. And that's like taking a piece of sand to me and putting it in a concrete stone and trying to make it fit. So we're going to do, which is why I'm glad that we have this partnership, is through the tiers, we can communicate what we can and can't do, make sure we don't allow any obstacles to get in the spokes way or the hub's way of performing and delivering the mission within this short period of time that we have to do. So we know we got the relationships, we know we have the know-how. Now it's, as with any governmental program, now it's figured out how do you marry the two and not get divorced before the end of the program. So
right.
We think we're on point with that. I'm so excited. I can't, you know, express enough how important it is that we do have this relationship. I want to mention the National Urban League is also a tier 1, and so is LISC. But I think that because it's such a short time, it's important to hone in on those whose mission you have alike. So that infrastructure, as navigators, our job is to get you ready for the infrastructure funding that is coming. That includes this electrical vehicle battery industry. You know, 2 of the major manufacturers for that are right here in Illinois. Department of Energy, we talk about those at those events. You know, we can meet with this anything that's coming, we want to prepare the businesses to do it. One of the things I want to mention, you know, Chatham has developed as part of this is a joint venture teaming agreement. It's called Create a Winning Team, because we're going to focus on how do you joint venture legally? How do you do it so that we can get you up and ready as fast as possible and not leave out any opportunities to build your business so that it can stand up independently and have options in this land of opportunity that we're in.
Right. I'd like to add a couple things to that as well. We are spending a lot of time, as you all heard last week, President Biden put into place that federal contracting had to be increased up to 15%. And so we're working with our Usbc partners to ensure that our businesses get into that space. We're going to be looking at 8A contracting as part of that, but procurement is one of the things that we know is going to help a business grow quickly. And so just as Melinda's talking about the infrastructure piece, I want you all to know that, you know, we'll continue to do virtual matchmaking pieces, but what's nice about what's supposed to be happening with this, and I think we, again, just have to ensure that it happens the way that they're saying, is that normally a lot of those contracts get bundled and have been given to the tier 1s. This is supposed to unbundle some of that work and to be able to really provide it to the businesses that would normally be in a subcontracting position that can now be somewhat in a prime position, even if it's a lower contracting amount. That is really huge when we start to talk about size of these awards. And so we just have to continue to stay diligent, stay vigilant, ensure that whatever opportunities are coming out that we hear about, that we are connecting our businesses to them as quickly and as seamlessly as possible. We want them to get all the benefit from this. And so I'm excited about the work that we're going to do together. Melinda, and again, I think we just have to continue to have great ideas and really find great avenues to make our businesses as large and as strong as they can be.
So any other questions for Ms. Joseph before she leaves? You're more than welcome to hit it, but I just wanted to make sure that Vanessa and Bruce especially, because I know it seems like it's taken us a while, but we really have been the Olympics training, trying to.
And we're still in it, yes. We're on the high bar now.
That's right.
We're on the balance beam last week.
That's right. For what we need to do.
Well, Melinda, I know if I don't hear from Melinda, it's only because she is working 18-hour days. So I never have any thought that she is not getting the job done. And as you heard from the introduction, not only has she moved the needle on this Navigator program, but she's got about 8 other major efforts that she's bringing to the Chatham business community. So this is just a phenomenal capstone for us to be involved with this collaboration. And again, we all have great admiration for the U.S. Black Chamber, and we will do this in a very collaborative and, as you said, and as was mentioned, in a very innovative way.
Yes.
We're all about innovation here in the Chicago and Illinois area. We work very hard with the state of Illinois, with all of the delegate agencies that are willing to think collaboratively, because in many times we're the ones leading with the ideas, and they're trying to catch up to us and say, why are you thinking about all these big things? And that's because that's the way we were taught to think. The people that raised us in the Chatham business community were some of the most legendary entrepreneurs in the United States. And this is the centerpiece of Black economic and entrepreneurial activity here in Chicago and in the Chatham area in particular. So we're happy to carry this tradition in collaboration with you guys at the U.S. Black Chamber.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I know I didn't necessarily introduce myself. I don't really talk about myself a lot, but I am Director of Programs for Usbc. I'm really just so thrilled to meet all of you. All of you have some area that I've touched in my career as a former banker, community development officer, multicultural marketing officer. And so it's really sort of taking everything, to your point, everything that we've learned and everything, all the ways that we've been taught to be able to think out of the box in order to get the things that we need for our community. And I'm just thrilled to be able to be part of that with you.
Now, and we have, this allows us to do conferences and specific funding.
Absolutely.
And collaboration is program. We plan to take advantage of that. When we did our one-on-one, they met with each of us as navigators. I share with them the relationship we have with U.S. Black Chamber, how we plan to expound on it and focus them as our partner because our missions align, the programs that we bought align. I'm familiar with the leadership here, so we're excited. And I think one of the things I love about U.S. Black Chamber is we've had businesses fly to different parts to meet with sometimes, and Bruce, you all know that there's been opportunities, and I'll just say it, like with the Chase, that we could make a event here, they weren't focused on that. So I had to reach out to Ron, and then he was having the meeting someplace else. And then I was able to let my business owners here who are capable attend that meeting. You know, I had to take them out of home to bring them home to get it recognized. And as I explained to the SBA, we plan to utilize that relationship, leverage those relationships. And again, as we showed them, they do have, U.S. Black Chamber has great relationships with the other tiers. So I am not worrying about eliminating or alleviating any group of business. But, you know, Chatham Business Association is unapologetically Black business representation. Our businesses live in some of the most vulnerable communities, and we plan to make sure those SBA resources, we're gonna bring that 747, we're gonna be the flight control to land it right here with it. So
that's exactly right, Melinda. We, you know, because it's a government program, just, you know, I want to just sort of state that we're not, we are in the same position. We will serve everyone, and we have great relationships across diversity with, you know, the National Hispanic Chamber, the Pan Asian Chamber, Asian American Chamber, and a lot of other groups. So we will serve anyone who comes into the door, but for us, it really is about growing Black businesses. And so we stand, you know, true to that mission. We are still, when you look across all of the businesses impacted by PPP, impacted by the pandemic. We were most heavily impacted by it, and we didn't get the share of PPP dollars that we could have gotten. And so we are on this mission to ensure that we sort of right the ship, so to speak. We also, just so you all know, when we talk about procurement, we just launched our Buy Black certification program. So we have a platform where businesses across the country can onboard to be found for revenue opportunities from consumers as well as businesses. And so we added a certification piece to that, again, to bring that level of heightened legitimacy to our businesses. And so if you visit usblackchambers.org/certification, you'll see more about that program as well. We want to be able to use and share that as we, particularly when we start looking at these procurement opportunities down the line. But everything that we have that you all want to join, please feel free to be part of that. We will continue to work back and forth together. And so I'm just happy again to be with you and to be able to jumpstart us into 2022.
Lisa, thank you so much for your hard work. You've been there, for years, the conferences, everything. And I know you're behind the scenes in getting this done. She's on the calls with us. We're advocating as we get going. So it's just so nice to have such a smart, thoughtful, but really knowing how to roll up your sleeves and let's get to it and sort of move the noise out the way so that we could do it. I'm confident that together we will do what we're doing anyway. But now we have the backing of SBA as well as other partners to make sure that if you don't participate of the opportunities, not because you're not ready and because you don't know.
That's right. And so I'll offer to you too, Melinda, before I leave, if no one has, I'll still take questions if anyone has a question, but I'm more than happy on a monthly basis for us to, connect as we move forward. So please, accept that invitation from me. And doesn't have to be on my regular calls. We'll create our own call just to do this. But I do want to offer that to you because I'm really thrilled about the work that you all are doing there. I'm excited about what we could do together and really happy to be able to partner with you on this.
So I don't want to hog up all her time, but she has got to go. So if there's any other questions, and that includes from staff, because this really was meant to, like I said, it may appear we've been working in the dark, but we've just been underwater trying to get to the top. So ask the questions now. That way, if I don't have the answer, I think Ms. Joseph can help us. So any questions, Carl, Gwen, in terms of what we're doing, feel free.
I love the fact that you're talking about SBA so much. So I'm here to support you guys with that. I talk about it a lot, SBA Express, SBA 7A.
Absolutely. I love the fact that our Fifth Third is on. So thank you.
Yeah. It's a good tool to use. It helps you guys. I always talk about down payment assistance. Forget that. We got 100% financing right now with SBA Express. All right. 20 years term, 20-year amortization. That means you talk to the banker one time. It's not every 5-year situation where you're redoing it. Some of you guys got the EIDL loans. Some of you got PPP loans. Those are great loans for situations, but they're not for real estate. All right. They're not for purchasing the things you need to grow your business. So like I said, work with her, work with me, work with anybody you can talk to, especially Melinda's team. Get organized and get your accounting together. You need a good accountant, like he says all the time. You're gonna pay for it one way or another. Make sure you get your accounting in order because the SBA needs that stuff every 60 days through this process.
Yeah,
so,
and just to your point, just to talk about that, one thing I do want to mention, if you all want to let all of your businesses know, the EIDL grant, both the EIDL grant and the EIDL loan end this at December 31st. Yeah. But the EIDL grant, if anyone is looking for that grant right now, try to get your applications in between today and tomorrow, so at least they're in the pipeline. You don't get locked out. It's free money. Forget the loan. Do the grant if you can, so that you have a little bit of cash flow going into 2022. But yeah, I just think that there's our goal here is to not make this harder for people. I'm like about giving the answers to the test. So if we know how to get you into something quicker, I'm not going to make you jump through hoops to do that. That's not, we've done enough of that, but I've worked with that for 20 years. We've done enough of that, right? So to the point of things like express loans and other things where there really isn't a high hurdle into it, that's what we really need to be focusing on and being really strategic around what products and services we're going to be looking for and using that are going to be the best for our businesses to be able to move forward and to grow exponentially. We want to see some multi-million-dollar businesses come out of this at the end of the day.
Yes. One of the things, you know, we're working on, but just so you know, we still don't have open access to everything. So if you put in a loan, they made it clear to us, we don't have a phone number or a person.
No, we have no contacts yet. Yeah.
You still have to do it the traditional way,
That's
which is
right.
going to death. So just to let you know, but the good news is they gave us specific dates and deadlines and what's there. So that's why we say, put it in, let's get it in. Let's deal, if there's any fallout later, you know, that's how you test the system.
We'll just beg forgiveness, that's all.
Right. But we're working it out. We're still, I don't think the good news is we've been taking it in from the SBA. We haven't gotten to the point, individually, we've been negotiating with them. But at some point, collaboratively now, you know, we're getting our wind where we can, with your input, begin to mention to folks what, you know, with the SBA, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you try this? So someone asked, is there a website for the?
I just put it in the chat for you. But please, you know, there's like $100 million something still sitting on the table. Please, let's make sure our businesses get to use some of that money. And I know that our businesses have had a tough time getting the EIDL loans because it's really still been traditional banking for the most part. So we're able to get them in that grant portal. Let's be able to do that.
Okay. So Lisa, I'm not going to hold you. And I thank you so much. You need to send my prayers and my hugs to Ron. You know, we love him. We love US Black Chamber. We love the programs that you have. I was so excited on the press release when I saw you all first. I was like, oh my goodness.
And we were excited about Chatham. I was thrilled to see you in there. So I wish all of you the most glorious of holidays. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. Have a very Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. Just excited about what 2022 holds for all of us.
Yes.
And thank you for inviting me to speak with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elisa.
So we can still take questions. She has to leave, but if there's any other questions, we're having a spokes meeting, Bruce and Vanessa, at noon. We talked to Otis yesterday. He'll be on there. Beverly, do you have everyone confirmed for noon today? I can't hear her. Did she say something?
I don't believe she did.
Okay, I can't hear her.
Sorry, I had to hit the mute button. Let me go. I got one this morning. Let me make sure. I got A, B, and A. Miss Vanessa, Mr. Bruce. Let's see who else I have.
While she's looking,
Tarita.
hey Melinda, and Beverly, you too. Have you had any success with businesses that received the EIDL grant or the EIDL loan, but then when they opened it back up, have you had any success with people who've been turned down for the second part of that?
So
not as of yet.
We on our hub meeting, Gwen, and that's one of the things we were pushing for, all as hubs. So they have these hub meetings for hub only, and we really do need our spokes on there. So we're pushing for that as well, but I think they're just trying to get it out. But going back to one of the things we were pushing with the SBA is that as a hub, maybe we should have access to that, because we were on the call, and yes, we're able to do this business did that, but as you can imagine, that's not the best use of the time. So we've been advocating and asking for a designated hub SBA representative because we feel that that would serve us well. But one of the things I think our pushback is that the federal government said they created this program out of a pilot. And now what they're doing, again, is trying to put us back into how they operate. And that's like putting a circle into a square peg. So like some of the things that they require of these folks, we didn't vet from that vantage point, from the procurement model of the federal government. So we vetted based on, experience, reach, business development, expertise. So like we said, we want to satisfy those needs, but I don't want our spokes spending a lot of time administratively. I need us to get our game plan together so that so the businesses know we're doing something. Because as you know, if they don't, right, then we'll lose them. So we're figuring all that out. But to answer your question, no. And the good news is it wasn't just us. There's 50 hubs, and on that call, everybody was, well, we called about this business. Can you give us one person? And, candidly, we've got a meeting with SBA tomorrow. We're going to try and find out what the capacity is in Illinois to help with these products. Is that a good way to ask the question, to just so that, if we don't have it, we don't have it. We can understand that. But to your point, Gwen, when you ask those questions, like we say, businesses want an answer. And I think they assume as a navigator, we should have it. Right. But at the same time, we recognize it's federal government, you got to protect privacy. So we're aware of them. We put things in. Have we had a lot of success? I want to say not yet, but then we have only been meeting for the month. That was a long way, but I just wanted to let you know how it works. Does that make sense, Gwen?
It does make sense. Thank you, Melinda.
Yeah.
And there's a confirmation for all of our hubs for our new meeting today.
So Beverly, would you name the organizations that are a hub with the groups
Sure.
we heard from today?
Yeah, Mr. Montgomery from the Entrepreneur Success Program. He joined us today. Thank you so much. It was short notice. Thank you. And Miss Vanessa for joining us today. Miss Vanessa's business, ADV Business Consulting. We also have AAABNA, the Austin African American Business Networking Association, under the guidance of Mr. Malcolm Crawford. And also the Monroe Foundation, Mr. Otis Monroe. So welcome, thank you guys, and we look forward to working with you guys.
Did I, and Ty can't still get in, but I do know she is, we're doing a Sister Assist agency meeting with them. I think it's on the 16th. I should know this by heart. I think it's on the 16th. It's called a sneak peek preview. So, she talked about the opportunities that are coming. At that time, we're also going to present our ADP partnership. I am also excited about this ADP partnership because that back house that ADP is going to offer businesses is really going to help us with our technical assistance that we give. So you get a free consultation. I hope Jennifer is on and can help me out because sometimes I forget things. Where's Jennifer?
I'm here.
Okay. Free consultation. They get a one-on-one. We're going to make sure that your cost of payroll is part of that negative number, that as part of your business growth strategy, we have to make sure it's a positive number. There are a lot of free resources that they have, now, being compliant, do you have an HR manual? There are federal government policies that the hubs have to adapt. And one of the things we're going to talk about is making sure the spokes have it and that they're aware of what they need and their procedures and policies so that, we're not discriminatory, it's infectious disease policies, all of these things. And we don't want you spending a lot of time creating that when you have, oh, thank you. So this is the date here? Yes, Thursday, December 16th. It needs to come up a little bit at 10 o'clock a.m. So we need to register. And I think Carletta is going to probably send the link. I think she brought this up. I'm not sure. But
yeah, I'm gonna share it with everybody.
Okay, so this is awesome. We want you, that's the first presentation we're doing with ADP. You heard it at our membership meeting, but I believe, Jennifer, the scheduling for the one-on-ones are gonna start soon.
Right, that basically where the flyer goes out today in the local buy bags, and we're gonna be blasting that out as well, getting people to do their one-on-ones with ADP.
And Carl, I need to talk to you about our real estate transaction too. I meant to tell you that. So can you call me later today?
Yeah, I'll call you.
Okay, thanks. So if there's any other questions or comments, did I miss anything? The Amazon workshop, the in-person is full, but we are having a virtual component. We have asked, our financial partners to join, because I guess if you have the credit score 650, as I just told you, we can, some of the businesses, some folks were saying 10,000 was a lot, but I think that's, when you're in business, it's not necessarily a lot, but like we told them, we can help you do a pretty good proposal to present to a bank, provided, Amazon wants some credit worthiness. I'm assuming what they're looking for, the banks are looking for, and we could maybe meet those deadlines. You are supposed to come into the meeting on the 17th to prove that you have the 10,000 investment up front. But it doesn't mean if you don't have it there, the opportunity is closed. They will match it with a 10,000 working grant, because operating grant, we mentioned, you give a person 5 trucks and they can't buy gasoline. That's sort of a dead start. We're bringing a staffing agency, one of our partners, to see if they could work with Amazon to make sure we have drivers. You don't need a CDL license. There's this 10,000 entry level, but there's another 30,000 entry level. So there's opportunity, and the leadership is flying in. This is a good time to do it. We just heard about their devastation with the tornadoes in Illinois for their warehouse. So I'm assuming there's some supplier diversity opportunities there, unfortunately, because of the weather. But, all of those things while they're there, let's ask and get it done. And then, Carl, you need to let me know if you need to be in the room or if you're available. It's from 2 to 5. We have to do the social distancing, but I will make sure that I have my board members on board, that we ask the pertinent questions, and that no one's left out.
2 to 5 on the 17th.
Yes.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Address.
Okay.
Is that everything, everyone? Any more announcements? Great meeting as always. Great timing in terms of the ending. Evan and Cynthia and Cynthia, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to introduce you, but we do have other staff members of CBA.
Yeah.
You just want to give a shout out. You don't have to. Just
No worries. Thank you very much. Great to be here. I'm Cynthia Love from CBA. Thank you.
Oh, I was going to say thank you as well for having me. Yeah, Richard Evan Willis from CBA. Thank you again. It was a very informative meeting and a great meeting as well. Thank you.
Goodness, Evan, your voice has gotten like so deep.
Deep.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to get a radio career over here.
You should. You should. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And oh my goodness, have a beautiful holiday, Christmas, New Year's. Be safe. No, don't drink and drive. Enjoy yourselves and enjoy your families during this holiday season. And just thank you for all your support to the Chatham Business Association. We love you.
So I guess the next meeting is next year, right?
It sure is.
Oh my goodness.
Please look at
Happy
those
New Year.
Discover bags in the local businesses. There's a treat for the returning customers. that, you know, we want to make sure you're
Yes.
a repeat customer. So there's a rebate component in there. But you got to go in there and I believe the business owner, if you're a frequent or favorite, you're going to get it. So
That's right.
get in there and make yourself a frequent or favorite. And then, you know, please shop local, support our businesses. They've been through a lot and they survived it. So that means that their quality is high. So please support them.
Yes. Local buy.
Thank you. You said go to the Discover Center and get a bag? Is that what
No,
you
no,
just
so
said?
you go
No, no.
into the business. So like if you go into the business, they will give you a Discover bag, but you've got treats in there from CBA.
Oh, great. Wonderful. I will definitely do that.
Okay.
But you got to go to the
Look on
businesses.
our website and
I will.
to see which are in our SSA, but all of those businesses will have access to it. And if they don't have it, tell them to call. Tell them to
Okay.
get with CBA and get it because you want the bag.
That's right. Bye,
on it.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
great
Thank you,
day.
Bonnie.